All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Aim on Sharon's Pirate Radio podcast. For this episode, for the first time ever, we are live on Twitch, taking your questions and doing a TV, sports, movie, and video game roundup. So thank you, everyone, for listening, whether you're listening on the podcast or you're listening live. I appreciate it very much either way. Hopefully, we get some people live on Twitch. So we're going to start off with some listener questions, and we will start off with a question from my good buddy Gerard Conley. Which potential event are you most looking forward to in 2021? And that for me is easily the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. I'm really looking forward to that. Just because the Olympics, I think, will be a time, hopefully post coronavirus, where the world can come together and celebrate um, moving on from the virus and be a show of unity in the world. And obviously, the Olympics are a huge event regardless. I'm a big track fan, looking forward to those events, seeing who qualifies on the U.S. side. The mid distance events is something I'm really excited for. And yeah, just looking forward to that. So I think they have a couple different ideas for the games. One of them was to do each sport in different cities. So I'm interested to see how they get creative and how they do social distancing. So I'm really pulling for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics to happen and be a successful event. So the next question, the rest of these questions are actually from my girlfriend Marissa Conti, and the first question she had was, "Why did you start the podcast?" So I started the podcast first of all because I love listening to podcasts. Um, my favorite podcast of all time is probably the Joe Rogan Experience, and I used to listen to that like every day. And I have some different podcasts to listen to now, but back when I started, it was definitely JRE, and I just really enjoy listening to them. And I love them so much, I decided to start my own, just because I thought, um, if I'm listening to this much, taking this so much of my time, and I enjoy it this much, I really want to start my own to see if I can do it. And it turns out could do it. Started off slow, solo episodes talking about wrestling, and now we picked up and we actually had an Olympian on the podcast. So I'm really happy to see how much it has grown and continues to grow. Um, my favorite podcast topic is probably the interviews I do when talking to people about their athletic careers. For me, that's the my favorite thing to do. Um, yeah. All right. The next question we have is, what are your future running goals? So my main future running goal uh, is to run a marathon. So I'm nowhere near in any kind of shape right now. I can barely run 3 miles at a time. But I think by the time I'm 30, I would like to have run a marathon. So that's a good goal for me. Another goal I have is to get back under 5 minutes in the mile. Right now, I'm probably 6 minute mile shape. So there's obviously a long way to go. But yeah, I want to get back under 5 minutes in the mile. What are your goals for the podcast? Just continue to grow it. I like to build on Twitch. I want to have all bases covered. I started a Discord. I don't know exactly how that'll work out in the podcast world, but I'm excited. I just want to continue to grow it and have more and more guests on, and just see where it goes. I'm excited. Excited to continue to watch it grow. Um, let's see what else we have here. See what other questions we have. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so the next question we have is also from Marissa. What is your favorite thing to stream? I'm looking forward to starting doing live solo podcasts on Twitch, and if guests agree to it, um, I'd also like to have guests on. But my favorite thing to stream on Twitch is probably Fortnite, but I'm looking forward to starting podcasts on Twitch. So for right now, it's Fortnite, but yeah. What's your favorite show right now? My favorite show, and I'll talk about it later in the episode, is definitely WandaVision on Disney Plus. I've been really enjoying it. It's a slow build, but it's really interesting, funny. It's very unique. And if you're a Marvel fan, you're definitely missing out if you're not up on WandaVision. So I'll get to that later in the episode. And that's about it. We're going to get into the stuff I had planned for the episode, talking TV, sports, movies, and video games. Looks like we have two people in the chat right now. Say hi. If you're in the chat, if you have any questions you think of, I'll answer them live. All right. Let's see what we got here. So I want to give a quick life update. Starting my last semester of school. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to graduate with my master's degree in May. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting out into the real world, as scary as it might be. But yeah, it should be good. Should be a lot of good things to look forward to. In terms of running, I'm in a bit of a lazy spell, but I'll get back into it. I think over the summer, once the weather breaks, I think it'll be a little easier to get out there. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay healthy, doing a lot of Orange Theory with my girlfriend, and going on some walks. So I don't lose total fitness. But yeah, it's been good. Sports. So we're gonna go into the Super Bowl. Chiefs versus Buccaneers. So should be a really good game. The Chiefs are favored right now by 3.5, and the over under is 56.5. So right now, I'm going to take the Bucks and the points. I think the Buccaneers will keep it within 3.5, and I would not be surprised if they won. Tom Brady, obviously, if he wins this, he'll have more Super Bowls than any other franchise as an individual quarterback. So I think that's absolutely insane. Fix my mic here. I think that's absolutely insane. He'll have, I don't know which franchise has the most Super Bowls right now, other than the Patriots. But we'll see. It's going to be a really good game. It's like the old guard of Tom Brady, 43, and Mahomes, I think, is 25. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that dichotomy. Yeah, so I bet on the Buccaneers plus 3.5, and the over. I bet over 56.5. So that's the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll talk about that more in later episodes, and maybe do a Super Bowl recap. We'll see. So we're going to talk some movie delays. Yeah, so one of the big movies that got delayed was Black Widow. That's one I'm really looking forward to. It's tough because it's been delayed for so long. It got delayed. It was supposed to be the first part of Phase 4 for Marvel, so that kind of sucks that it got delayed. I'm going to look up the rest of the big movie delays. Yeah, so WandaVision ended up being the first part of Phase 4. So I think that ended up working out for the true Marvel fans, but for the casual Marvel fans, I think they were really looking forward to seeing Black Widow. Another big movie that I was looking forward to was Dune. I don't know a ton about it, but it got hyped up a lot. A lot of the movie podcasts I listen to were hyping up, like LCB, like Cameron Barstool. So really looking forward to that one, and we'll get it eventually. But yeah, I pulled up the exact movie delays to see when they're coming out. All right. So A Quiet Place got moved from September to April. I hadn't seen the first one, but that's obviously a big one. No Time to Die. That was another big one. The final Daniel Craig James Bond movie was moved from November to April. So that's a significant delay. Black Widow, like I said, May it's supposed to be May 1st, and now so it was May 1st, 2020 was the original release date. And then it got moved to November 2020, and now back to May 2021. So a full year delay. So it sounds like they don't want to release this on Disney Plus like Mulan, and they really want to release it in theaters. But I just hope it works out. Hopefully by May, everything's back to normal. SpongeBob movie got pushed back. Wonder Woman got pushed back. A couple other things. Top Gun was really supposed to release in December of last year. Now it's in July. See some other big ones. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Oh, we got someone in chat. Hello, Marissa, 1138. So thank you for joining chat. We're just talking some movie delays right now. But if you have any questions, just pop them in and I'll answer them for you. Yeah, SpongeBob. What else we got? Yeah, I think those are all the big ones. The Kingsman, Last Night in Soho, Venom, Eternals. Oh, Godzilla versus Kong. So that's a big one. Everyone's freaking out about that trailer. I'm looking forward to it to see how Kong can manage the nuclear power plant powers that Godzilla possesses. So that was really supposed to release in November of last year, and that's releasing in May. So hopefully they figure this out. I'm really hoping we can overcome the coronavirus and get back to the movies and hold an Olympic Games this year. So what movie will be the next one you want to see in theaters? For me, that's Black Widow, the next Marvel movie. That's the biggest one I'm looking forward to right now. And then second would be Dune. So that got really hyped up. It's a remake of like a 1970 film, and there was a really famous book about it. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Black Widow number one and Dune number two. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk a little video games. So surprisingly, not surprisingly, but I was surprised to see that the PS5 and the Xbox or the Xbox Series X are still significantly delayed. Um, I am just gonna wait till it's readily available. Yeah, SpongeBob. I'm looking forward to that one too. But I think Black Widow and Dune are my number one and two right now. Um, yeah, so they're significantly delayed, significantly still sold out. So and the price point is still really high. I'm sure the resale value is probably getting close to like $800 for a $500 original price point. So I'm not going to spend an extra $300 just to get a PS5. Stick with my PS4 and Xbox One. Yes, I do have both for now, and just wait till it becomes a little more readily available. Um, I'm gonna about talk a little bit about some of the big releases that are coming in the video game world. Let's see what we got here. Big 21 video game release. So for me in the video game world, getting back into Fortnite a little bit, I finally saved up enough V-Bucks to buy the Battle Pass without having to pay for it. So that took about, since I started playing the game, to save up 950 V-Bucks. So that was exciting. I'm trudging through Jedi The Fallen Order. I've been playing that for like a year. So I got back into that a little bit. It's a fun storyline. It's not the best game ever. It's like a solid 7.5, but it's enjoyable enough. Cal Kestis, played by Cameron Moynihan, I think. He played one of the characters in Shameless, and he was the Joker in Gotham. So he's a really good actor and good voice actor. So that's been a decently fun game that I've been playing. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, PJ 2K21. I'm my own character. I play the Barstool Golf Society in the PJ Tour career mode. That's been fun. It's kind of just a chill game that you can just play. It's impossible to putt, especially on the hard difficulty, but I kind of manage it. It's just a game to like chill out. I feel like kind of like watching golf in a way. It's pretty chill. Some of the biggest 2021 games in our video below. I don't want to watch a video. Okay, so these are the big releases: Solace, Dead Cells, Encodia, King Arthur. I'm trying to think. I know Skyrim's dropping this year. Their next game. I don't see anything that really pops out. I know people are complaining about Cyberpunk because of the because I think this was such a big game. There was a lot of like glitches and it didn't run smoothly. So that was surprising. Even on the new consoles, it wasn't very smooth. But I was never all in on that game anyway. Um, yeah, I don't think see anything that's really popping out. I guess everyone's kind of moving to the battle royale games and the online free games. But if anything comes up, yeah, none of the big franchises. I don't know if Call of Duty's dropping this year because they're so into Warzone right now. Obviously, Fortnite, big, still big, and we'll see. Yeah, I thought I had more video game news, but we'll figure it out as new games drop their release dates. So that's it for video games. All right, so a couple more things. We have so talk about so television streaming. What I've been watching right now, my girlfriend and I are watching Imposters. It's a solid series. It's originally on Bravo, and then Netflix picked it up. Hopefully, they continue. It is about these three different people who were conned by the same woman, two guys and one girl. She's like a con artist, and she works for someone named the Doctor, and they end up all teaming up and trying to get revenge against the Doctor. I don't know if that made any sense, but it's a really good show, um, and you should check it out. It's a nice, kind of easy watch, nothing too deep. So that's been fun, and also the next biggest show, obviously, Mandalorian was great, and now Marvel's releasing their shows, which is WandaVision. So I'm going to do a quick synopsis and give my thoughts on WandaVision. Let's see what we got. That's my watch. Hopefully you guys don't hear my laptop in the background. So WandaVision stars Paul Bettany, and I don't even know who plays Wanda. She's a great actress. Marvel Studios' WandaVision, this is the synopsis, blends the style of classic sitcoms with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in which Wanda Maximoff, played by Elizabeth Olsen, and Vision, played by Paul Bettany, two superpowered beings living their ideal suburban lives, begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. So we saw that definitely in the last episode. We saw that everything certainly is not as it seems. So the first two episodes were basically based on the 50s and 60s, and then the third episode is based on the 70s. So I'm assuming they'll continue with that progression. So the first episode I think was more based on I Love Lucy, which was and the second episode I don't even know, but it was basically like an old-fashioned sitcom style for the first two episodes. They were fine. They were good. They were entertaining, funny at points, and you saw like the crack in the Matrix at times, and you saw that everything wasn't as it seems. And there was the scene with at the dinner table where Vision's boss was choking, and then he has to save him. So we see flashes of that. We got some spam in the chat. There we go. Anyway, thank you for listening, bots who want me to become famous. Anyway, I digress. So so the third episode was in the 70s. This is by far my favorite of the three. Wanda becomes pregnant, and her pregnancy is rapidly advancing, and she like has a baby from conception to birth in a week. And we meet a side character. I wish I knew more. I had to do a little research, but the side characters are people suspect certain people are the villain. One of the villains. I don't even know the names. It's so bad. But anyway, I think one of them might be from Captain Marvel, and we might see Doctor Strange. But anyway, she has the baby. She realizes her friend isn't who she seems, and at the end, we see her friend. Marissa, I'll get to your question in 1 second. We see her friend dropped into the real world, and we see that Wanda and Vision are being monitored. So Wanda and Vision are Marvel superheroes. Wanda has telekinetic powers, and Vision has the power of the Mind Infinity Stone. And in Avengers Endgame, they were both superheroes and helped defeat Thanos. Well, actually, Vision died in Infinity War, but this goes back in time, and we're living in Wanda's reality. And there's fan theories that Wanda is going to become a villain in WandaVision. So as of now, they're both good guys, but people suspect that Wanda could be a bad guy. So that's kind of that. I'm looking forward to continuing to watch the rest of the season. I think there's 8 or 10 episodes releasing every Friday on Disney Plus. Hope I did a decent job of explaining that. I'm trying to, but I'll definitely do a series recap once the season is over. So to end the podcast, unless anyone has any more questions, I wanted to talk about my 4 favorite seasons of single seasons of TV of all time. So in the 4 are True Detective season 1 with Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, spoiler alert, I know. Matthew McConaughey. Who's the other guy? It was in White Man Can't Jump. Drawing a blank, but that was a great season. It was a detective show, obviously True Detective, hunting a serial killer. And the next one, season 1 of The Wire, McNulty, great cast. Breaking Bad, the final season, and the final season of Sopranos. So it's tough. I actually haven't caught up all the way on Sopranos, so um, for now there'll be a placeholder in 4th. I'm going to do a power ranking, and then so I think Sopranos could be number 1, but I just haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to rank them 4th, which is tough to do. And then True Detective season 1, The Wire season 1, and Breaking Bad the final season. This is so hard. It could easily be a 3-way tie, but I won't. I won't do that to you guys. So I think Breaking Bad, the final season, is going to be number 2. True Detective season 1, so hard. Damn. All right, so I'm going to do this. So we'll do Breaking Bad in 3rd, The Wire in 2nd, True Detective season 1 in 1st. So the order I have it in is best single season of TV of all time is True Detective, followed by The Wire, followed by Breaking Bad, the final season, and Sopranos, the final season. So that was very difficult, but I think those are, if you haven't seen all those seasons and all those series, I highly recommend you guys check those out. That was a fun stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. And this was more of a test run, but I'm excited to keep growing Twitch. I'll be back on for some Fortnite, try to get some friends, and we're going to try to keep doing Twitch. So thank you guys very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. All right, we're still on the podcast. So to wrap up the podcast, I'm just going to do an outro song, and that outro song will be a song I've been listening to a lot lately, remix of Drake's Headlines by Jesse Reyes. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we will see you soon.